Greetings gamers, welcome to part number 4 of my Let's Play Fire Emblem 4 Genealogy of the Holy War. And in today's episode, I have a little bit of a fight with Evans, Gerard, I almost called him DiMaggio, but we destroyed DiMaggio last time at Jungby Castle. And I have a few characters I would like to talk about. First and foremost, Quan. Quan is a Duke Knight. He is a promoted, so pre-promoted, Lance Knight. So he can only use lances, but that's not really that big of a deal. Quan is actually a really cool unit in this game. He is the Sigurd, or not the Sigurd. He is the Jagan that you have of the first gen. I would say that he's more like an Oifi archetype, a Jagan with decent growths that can basically keep up with the rest of your party. Not overpowered, anything like that. I actually think the only two Oifis in the entire series, at least of the series that I play, are found in Genealogy. Technically, you could say that Finn could match that in Thracia, but the problem is that Thracia doesn't have a promoted Finn. He is not pre-promoted. So, unless I'm forgetting somebody, I really think the only... you have the Jagans, the classical Jagans, right? I think Marcus would probably in FE7 be considered an Oifi as well, now that I'm thinking about it. Actually, that makes a lot of sense. So I guess you could say that there are 3 Oifis in the series. Middling Jagans, basically. Then there's a bunch of terrible Jagans, and then there's a few overpowered beyond belief Jagans, which are Seth and Titania. That's why I call them Seths. Now, Quan is an interesting unit. He is only a level 5. Now, in this game, levels work very interestingly and very differently than in other games. See, Sigurd over here is a level 7. He comes to you, I think, at level 4? Or is it level 5, somewhere around there? He's pre-promoted as well. But in this game, you have 30 levels shared between your promotion and your non-promotion. And you're promoted at level 20. So basically, any unit that is pre-promoted in this game, which there aren't very many, but any unit that is pre-promoted in this game is actually much better off than anybody else in this game. And the reason why that is because though they do gain less experience points marginally than somebody who is not promoted, the units in question are that many levels beyond like the need of the promotion. The only thing that you're missing out on in most of these units' cases is promotion bonuses. I don't even think it's possible for Sigurd to have as low of bases as he does without having like abysmal stats and still be promoted with his promotional gains. So it's very interesting. So basically, Quan has 25 levels to go until he's capped. And somebody like Finn has 19 levels to go until he's promoted, and then another 10 levels to go until he's capped. And I think that's very interesting. I find this game to be very much so more interesting than others concerning the leveling mechanics of this particular game. Now, concerning Quan's statistics, he has a 35% or a 35 base HP and 110% HP growth, 16 strength, 50% strength growth, 0 magic, 5% magic growth, 10 skill, 30% skill growth, 11 speed, 40% speed growth, 5 luck, 10% luck growth, 11 defense, 50% defense growth, and 4 resistance and 5% resistance growth. Quan also happens to have major Nova Holy Blood, and that means that he gets to use the coveted Lance of that particular Holy Blood. You only get to use a few of the holy weapons. You only get to use the 3 swords in the 2nd generation, as well as a few of the magics. You don't ever get to use the axe or one of the lances, and a couple of the fires you just don't get to use. It's actually kind of interesting. So it's It's cool when you get to use them because they're usually busted beyond belief overpowered weapons, as you have seen with Arvis over here. Arvis has a literal 30 might. Every single holy weapon in this game has 30 might. A lot of people think that this is wild or ridiculous or shouldn't be a thing or should be balanced out of the game. Like if in FE4 Remake was ever to be a thing, that they need to be reduced. But the problem with that is that they're actually very balanced based on this game's parameters for statistics as well as HP. HP is very important to take into account there. A lot of enemy units you're going to be facing towards the end of the game, especially in Gen 2, have very near capped HP, and the HP cap in this game is higher than most of the other games. Let alone the fact that the holy weapons really aren't made for you to just use against regular enemies. You can, but they're really used for your fight against enemy units who have holy weapons also. And that's where the balancing factor comes in. If your enemy has an incredibly powerful weapon and you have an incredibly powerful weapon, you both have very good statistics, you both have very high HP, it makes a lot of sense why the holy weapons are the way they are. Now, of course, Sigurd is his boss. His lover is Ethlin. This is the first time we're seeing this in this game. And you cannot, absolutely cannot do anything about this pairing. Ethlin and Quan are always paired. It's just like Sigurd has a forced pairing in the next chapter as well. There's nothing you can do about these pairings. However, you can do something about the children in the second generation that come from the pairings. And what entails this is usually the father and the mother's skills are combined together to give the unit's skills afterwards. So, for instance, Quan has Adept, and let's see, where's Ethlin? Somewhere in this party. Ethlin has Critical. So, both of their children will have both Adept and Critical. This is cool because the pairings that you can manipulate, you can mess with skills all over the place. It's one of the reasons why Lex, though he doesn't pass down any weapons to anyone in the game, concerning axes, there's just no one who inherits axes. It's unfortunate. He can pass down other weapons through various funny means, but he's one of the best fathers in the game for the second generation children because he has Paragon. So, Adept may strike foe 2 successive times if user is faster. This is awesome because it doesn't tell you what it does. It's actually attack speed plus 20. So his attack speed is kind of really bad right now. Even with the Steel Lance, he's -1. So he's only going to have like a 19% chance with the Steel Lance to Adept. That's pretty nuts. When you get to the point where you have like Sages or Swords Masters that have cap speed at 30 plus Adept, so you have a 50% chance, barring the minus from whatever weight your weapon is, you have pretty close to a 50% chance to just attack again. It's awesome. So obviously I'm going to be getting it more into the lover and pairing portion of this later on. He comes with 9 movement, 5,000 funds, 1 arena level, condition is healthy, and star in lances. Of course, he can use the holy weapon of his particular class. And then you have Ethlin. Ethlin is a troubadour. She is not promoted, unlike her husband. And she is your early game healer, and an awesome one. I actually think she's better than any of the other healers that you receive the rest of this generation, except for one, but only after she promotes. Now, Ethlin is pretty interesting. She's not all that great combatively, but it doesn't matter. You can make her great if you want to, and there's good reasons why that is. Ethlin comes with 28 base HP and a 60% HP growth, 6 base strength, 30% strength growth, 8 magic, and only a 5% magic growth. This is the only thing that I don't like about Ethlin, is that she doesn't have a magic growth even though she's a healer. Now, she will get a bunch of magic upon promotion because female paladins receive a lot of magic upon promotion. It's just how the game works. And then 11 skill, 30% skill growth, 13 speed, 30% speed growth, 8 luck, 20% luck growth, 4 defense, 20% defense growth, and 6 resistance, 10% resistance growth. She also comes with minor Baldur Holy Blood because she is the sister of Sigurd. And of course, she can use heal staffs. Heal is not all that great. I typically give her the men's staff the moment that I'm capable because, that's just a good idea. The Slim Sword, I think, is the lightest weighing weapon in the entire game, weighing only 1, so she's only weighed down by 1 with this. It's unfortunate she doesn't have Pursuit. So, obviously, her lover, her husband, is Quan. She has a talk with Sigurd, 8 movement, 4,000 funds, A rank in swords, and C rank in staves. She also comes with critical. User can inflict critical hits, doubling attack power. This is skill percentage, so she has an 11% chance to critical. There is this thing called lover bonus in this game, which basically, if you are next to your lover, actually adjacent to him, you get a skill percentage chance plus 20, I think it is, to crit. So she would actually have a 31% chance next to Quan. The reason why she can become a good combative unit is because she starts off with basically the best rank in swords you can possibly get for any character in this game that is not a major Holy Blood user. So there are no S rank weapons in this game. There are star rank weapons, which are S rank weapons, which are the holy weapons, but other than that, everything is A and below, so she can use everything in the game that's important, useful, or good. C rank in staves is not that great until you realize that she really only needs to use return, and she only really needs to use mend. And that's pretty cool on her account that she has access to both of those. She doesn't really need anything else because in her promotion, I don't think she gets higher than C rank in staves. I do believe female paladins don't get that naturally. But all in all, she's actually a pretty great unit in my humble opinion. I do absolutely love using her. This turn is going to be a little bit precarious. I'm hoping that I can do better than last time, especially since one of my characters literally died and I had to reset. Very unfortunate, but it's just going to happen. Now, later on in the game, it becomes more egregious the further you go to reset in the game if you're looking for a ranked run. Because if you want the highest rank in this game possible, your units cannot die more than I think a certain number of times per generation. And it's counted even if you reset. You have to restart a whole chapter in order for it to not be counted. So Midir is going to go ahead and attack over yonder. And that is a destroyed Verdanite Thug. I mean, he only had 5 HP, but who cares? 50%, I think I'm going to leave him here, actually. 50%, or 50 experience points almost. That's pretty darn good. So this turn, I think I'm going to try my best to do things a little bit better. The only problem is I'm not entirely sure if I'm going to be able to succeed necessarily. I could put Quan out like I did before, but Quan took too many hits. The problem is that I want Finn to go out and fight, but the other issue with that is I actually think that Finn doesn't survive. So 20 minus 7, so he's going to take 13 damage from that. If the axe wielders were the only ones to fight him, he would actually be fine, because it would just turn out well for him. But the issue is that I don't think that's gonna happen that way. If the bow users have to fight him, then I'm gonna have to reset again, because he's just gonna take way too much damage. I think one thing I did want to show off beforehand is that you can give all of your gold between your lovers. It does use up the turn, though. This is not pertinent for this chapter or at this moment, but it's actually not a bad idea for Quan to give all his gold to Ethlin pretty much every chapter, because Ethlin doesn't have a good chance to go through and fight the arena. I'm probably going to end up giving her gold, actually, this turn. Let's see. It would be very nice if he adepted. And he did not, but it's okay. It wasn't necessary. Would have just been nice. I was going to give gold, but messed up there. Alright, so I think, yeah, this is just a KO. That's very nice. So the hope is that he gets attacked by 2 axe fighters and gets hit by 2 axe fighters because he'll be put down to 2 HP. There is actually very good reason why you would want that with somebody like Finn. It's because he has Miracle. Now, I'm not going to really go over that right now because next episode I will be going over Finn. But let's just say it is probably the best iteration of Miracle ever in the franchise. And I am not kidding. Okay, very interesting that he missed, or well, he dodged an 88. And as long as he doesn't dodge this hit, he's actually going to be perfectly fine. Yeah, this is awesome. So Finn is going to tank the rest of this turn, and nobody's going to be able to hit him. It's literally going to be impossible for these units to hit him. They would have to have around 100% hit in order to have a chance to hit him, which is pretty fantastic. Miracle is just so awesome in this game. It's very awesome in Thracia as well. Thracia definitely has the second best Miracle in the series, and I love Miracle. I find it to be an incredibly fun, incredibly interesting niche skill that is just not, it's not distributed well enough, and it's also not, it doesn't have enough potency in most games. It has been too long, Master Sigurd. Lord Arvis, why are you? His Majesty is concerned with the crisis here, and he bade me to come and observe. He also entrusted me with this, a gift for you. This is a silver sword? A gift from His Majesty. Oh, what an honor! Lord Arvis, be sure to pass my deepest gratitude for this unto the king. Very well. Incidentally, Sigurd, rumor has it that my brother, Azel, is among your forces. I presume this is true? Sorry about that. It sounded as if he came behind your back, but I couldn't turn him away. If at all possible, would you mind if he remained with me for a while longer? I see. So long as you keep him safe, then. He and I maybe have different mothers, but Azel is still my only brother. I'd prefer it if he remained by my side, but perhaps this is how it must be. I'll entrust Azel to you, Sigurd. Be sure that he learns from this experience. You can leave it to me, Lord Arvis. Once we're done here, I'll do what I can to convince him to go home. Good to hear it. Now I must return to His Majesty's side in the capital. I'm entrusting this crisis to you, Sigurd. So yes, Arvis will seek out Sigurd, and he will talk to Sigurd of his own accord. This is the reason why I don't reach him by my own unit myself, because why, if he's going to reach you anyway? So Sigurd gets the silver sword, which is probably one of the best silver swords in the entire franchise, not only because it's good, it has 14 might, 3 weight, 80 hit, it's also given to your unit first chapter. A lot of people like to think this is like Sigurd's preferential weapon, but it's not really, because Sigurd doesn't have to use it. You can give it to somebody else. Like Eflin is actually a good candidate for it. Am I going to give it to Eflin? No, but she is a good candidate for it because the fact of the matter is she has an A rank in swords, and that's pretty darn good. So moving Finn out of the way, I have a lot left to do. For instance, I am actually going to be taking out the boss this chapter with Azel. Azel needs every ounce of experience points I can possibly muster to give him. Every bit. Let's see. I don't really know who I want to attack here. Yeah, I think this is fine. It would be awesome, again, if Quan were to adept, and he did not. Not necessary, but again, it's one of those instances where it would have been awesome. I'm going to give gold. Ethlyn will now have, I believe, 10,000 because they both have, oh, okay, 4,000. She has 4,000. He has 5. This is a little bit hairy in the sense that I'm not too sure who I want to KO who. Frankly, I think it's okay to use Alec and Noish here to take out these 2 guys right here, but I think I'm going to actually have to tank with Arden. I'm going to have to heal him up as well. He's going to have to choke the point and give me some relief over here. Move you out of the way. Noish. Noish is definitely somebody I want to give experience to. Alec is somebody I want to give experience to. There's pretty much everybody in the early game needs experience for a different strategy of mine, left and right. Alec actually needs... I don't think he got speed that level up, which is very, very unfortunate, to say the absolute least. Alright, heal you up. I think Arden should be more than fine here. I'm going to have to check. 31 HP should be enough. And another level up for Ethlyn. Very nice. Just 1 HP. I'm very thankful for your contributions there. So let's see, hand axe. I mean, he's gonna miss. There's just no ifs, ands, or buts about that. They all have 18. Yeah, they're only doing 4 damage. Get out. I have no worry here. I think I'm gonna move Azel. So this is the thing, is I have a feeling that Mr. Handaxe would try going for him. And the problem with that is that he would kill the Handaxe for Day Knight. Azel would defeat him, but then one of the archers would just come and KO Azel, because the problem is he doesn't have very much in defense. I really think that all 4 of these guys are just going to attack Arden. It doesn't make any sense for them to attack the other units that I have positioned here, because they can retaliate. All right, so yeah, this is going by swimmingly. I'm going to be able to defeat all 4 of these this turn, and then worry about the boss the turn afterwards, which is going to be nice. And of course, I'm going to save. Now Sigurd can help out with one of these fools. Of course, I'm going to use the brand new, beautiful silver sword. This is going to give him quite the attack buff, and now he's going to be relatively way stronger, because the steel sword is kind of a joke in comparison. Only a 10 might compared to 14 might. Azel can finish off this hand axe wielder. I'm glad he missed. I have plenty of people I need to heal, and Azel needs to deal with the boss, so. Alright, Arden. Do your 14 damage. Might not be great, but it's going to help. Okay, Noish. Strike you. Yeah, no crit, no accost. I was actually hoping that he didn't get either, so that's pretty good for me. Now I'm going to go ahead and finish off this unit with Alec. Perfect, perfect. A little bit extra experience points. That's going to help him out, especially for next chapter. Alec is actually very important for my strategy of next chapter, so hopefully things go out well. A chunk of damage, 19 from Lex. I cannot wait until the man gets better axes. Very thankful I don't actually need him to have done damage there because he just totally missed a 90 hit. Perfect. Finn is now level 3. Ooh, nice. So he got speed. That's very useful, especially for next chapter as well. Now, so Finn, one thing, man, I can't wait to talk about Finn. I'm just so excited to talk about Finn. I think he's one of the most cool units in the franchise, given the fact that he's in both Gen 1 and 2 of Genealogy, as well as in Thracia. He is a pretty well-rounded character in that matter. Quan needs healing. He's probably going to be helping with the boss KO. So I'm going to heal him up first. I can do a talk, I suppose.
Sigurd, oh, you're unharmed.
It's great to see you too, Evelyn. Thanks so much for coming.
I just couldn't stay away when I heard of Verdane's attacks. It's such a relief to know you're okay.
Oh, come now. Did you really think I was about to lose to Verdane?
I'd heard that Chalfie barely has any soldiers left behind, given that most of the army is away in Isaac. And let's face it, I can't remember the last time you didn't just leap straight into crisis without thinking. With Father away at war, I knew I had to come. Someone has to save you from yourself after all.
Wow. It feels as if I was getting this very lecture only yesterday. I swear after Mother passed away, it was you who single-handedly kept us in check. Once you went off to marry Quan, we could have sworn that Father finally had a proper lady for a daughter. But no, nothing's changed at all. I feel so sorry for Quan.
Sigurd, I'm only what you and Father made me. If I'm a fusspot, then it's squarely your fault. Perhaps if the two of you hadn't been so unkept.
Perhaps you're right. Listen, Evelyn. We might not act like it, but everything you've done means the world to us. I'm so sorry for all the trouble I've always caused you, and thank you so much for coming.
Sigurd.
Alright, so I think it is safe to go ahead and do this. Just for the sake of chip damage, if I can. I mean, even if he doubles, it's not gonna... He can't crit, possibly, the boss, but even if he doubles, it's actually gonna be helpful. Go to hell, you Granville dogs! It's absolutely funny how these buffoons talk. Oh, he missed the second one. Unfortunate, but at least he hit one. Let's see. I think Noish and Alec can go ahead and hit him. Won't do much damage, but, you know. Oh, a 90 miss again. What tomfoolery is this? Alright, so... Yeah, I'm literally only doing 1 damage with Alec. This is very pointless. 1 damage times 2, at least. Uh-huh. So, Quan can actually fight him again because he's not taking that much damage from him, all things considered. Yeah. Miss again. Unfortunate, but whatever. And then Lex... Yeah, Lex is taking 22 damage from him, so he will actually survive. Nice. An actual hit. Very good. And Lex gets a good bit of experience points because, yet again, Lex has Paragon, which is awesome. So I really appreciate that, especially because he's getting a level from that. Madeir would like some more experience points as well. Oh, wait a second. No bows, you coward. That ain't a fair fight. Oh, shut up. Let Lady Ideen go now. Ain't a fair fight. He's using a hand axe. I don't think I can recall the last time I've used Madir to fight him, so I didn't even remember that conversation. Very nice level up. Literally zeros in stats. 18. I'm guessing he's doing 16 times 2 here. I would assume. He has -4. Yeah. All right. And one more strike. Too bad for you. Killing me ain't gonna free your dame. Prince Gandalf's already... And now Azel should be level 4? That was a wild level up. He got 1 strength. At least he got skill. He definitely does need skill. I'm going to go ahead and heal up here. And seize the gate.
Sire, it is time to end the episode.
Yes, I want to thank you for joining me. If you like my content, please upvote and follow, or like and subscribe, depending on your platform, and leave a comment down below. And while you're at it, have a great and glorious day gaming.